Are smart transportation choices and tailored living conditions benefiting the sustainability of our natural environment as well as human well-being? The real question then becomes, are you making the right choices based on your living conditions? And if so, how are they impacting the environment as well as your own mental health each and every day? Well, my name is Mitchell Walker.
I'm Jeff Vigneron.
I'm Connor Lachlan.
And we're going to explain to you how you can personally benefit your own mental health and our natural environment through smart transportation and commuting choices.
Historically, people have lived near cities to be closer to your workplace. This reduces your commute times and has advantages to your finance, stress, and mental health. In the advent of COVID-19, many previously city-bound have now decided to move out of the city into their dream homes in the suburbs. Working from home is far more prevalent and feasible, and a bustling city no longer has the same attraction it once did. What many Canadians will be surprised to learn is that despite working from home, the majority of the population is actually back to commuting to work. According to a survey done by Stats Canada, in June 2020, 84% of the Canadians traveling to work by personal vehicle before the pandemic were now back to commuting to work daily. Despite the pandemic, our transportation systems are as relevant as ever. Now is actually a great time to start rethinking how we commute. According to the CIPMA in 2018, 87% of the population owned cars. We all know cars are expensive. They depreciate quickly. By commuting, what do you sacrifice in terms of your time, money, health, and finance? Prior to the pandemic, the average Canadian commuted approximately 26 minutes a day, and on average, spent about $437 a month on vehicle expenses, such as gas, insurance, and maintenance. That totals to about $5,250 a year. Frequent commuting can also take a toll on your health. Frequent commuters are more likely to experience physical symptoms such as headaches, backaches, digestive problems, and high blood pressure. At work, you're more likely to have difficulty concentrating. And at night, you're more likely to experience sleep disturbance. So if it's possible for your lifestyle, it's certainly worth considering options to reduce your commute time.
Not everyone is lucky enough to own their own personal vehicle, and because of that can cause many difficulties when it comes to needing to commute. Luckily, there are a lot of smart alternative transportation methods one can take to solve this issue. For example, many towns and cities in Canada have their own designated bus lanes, where one can easily have an affordable and environmentally friendly method of traveling around their city. Other examples can even be personal vehicles, such as biking, electronic bikes, even just walking can get you to point A and point B if need be.
There are many alternative transportation methods one can use to reduce their reliance on a personal vehicle, while still being able to accommodate their needs as a commuter. The most common example given is biking. Bikes are an excellent alternative for commuters. They are often much more affordable than cars, they promote healthy exercise habits, are easier to maintain and repair, and are also a more enjoyable ride. While a bit more expensive, an upgrade to bikes would be electronic bikes or other forms of electronic transportation. Public transportation is another excellent, if not obvious, method for alternative transportation. Buses, subways, trains, and likewise are examples of affordable and environmentally friendly options that public transportation can provide. Lastly, if all else fails, just walk. Walking is not only a healthy and free way to commute short distances, but walking also promotes brain activity, positivity, and some studies find that it can even combat depression, similar to meditation. Nowadays, it's easier than ever to pick up alternative transportation methods. Many cities in Canada are embracing alternative transportation and have infrastructure in place to support those who wish to use them. For example, the City of Toronto has a bike share system in place that allows for commuters to have access to over 6,850 bikes. It allows for easy use for healthy and affordable travel in the city.
Do you ever stop and think, how does the environment play a role in all this? Well, it's really simple. Just take a look around, for example. By driving your personal vehicles every day to work, commuting, or just in the city, you're emitting CO2 emissions, which is contributing to our world's climate change in a negative way. So by using smart transportation choices, not only are you benefiting your mental health, you're also benefiting the environment, and by a lot too. Because when you use smart transportation like walking, biking, as well as taking buses, you're lowering those emissions and you're making this planet a healthier and greener place. Again, driving your personal vehicles every day is contributing CO2 emissions to the atmosphere, which is leading to a higher severity in climate change. it's increasing smog levels and causing poorer air quality in general. According to the Environmental Protection Agency in 2018, the average passenger vehicle emits around 404 grams of CO2 per mile, while the same vehicle will emit around 4.6 metric tons of carbon dioxide per year. Because more people are using personal vehicles to travel around, the demand for oil has increased as well, and as a result, harmful environmental impacts are occurring around the globe. Even by simply just collecting and processing this oil resource is causing very harmful environmental impacts. Some of these impacts include deforestation, water quality and quantity issues, groundwater contamination, loss of biodiversity, and adds additional CO2 emissions at an even larger scale into the atmosphere. The loss of the world's natural biodiversity is already becoming more and more of a severe issue as time passes. Therefore, by reducing or even by avoiding these unnecessary destructive impacts to our natural environment like deforestation, habitat loss, and water pollution, the wildlife could begin to regain its strength once again and begin to rebuild back to the healthy populations that they once had. Therefore, by using buses, GO trains, electric cars, and even different carpooling techniques, it would be significantly better than driving your own personal vehicles, as you would be reducing these harmful CO2 emissions within our natural environment. By walking and cycling, you would actually essentially be eliminating all of your CO2 emissions altogether, while also becoming healthier in the process both physically as well as mentally. If we can manage to do these things, then there would be less traffic, less pollution, wildlife would be able to regain its balance once again, and for those who are still driving due to their current living conditions and situations, they would actually have a better mental health and have less stress as a result. Now, we're not saying that you shouldn't own a personal vehicle or even sell one if you have it already. We're just saying that you should try to use them less if possible.
A good example of this would be riding your bike, taking a bus to and from work every so often, or even just walking to complete your daily errands. Either way, using less than what you need to do is always a good method.
Just simply stop and think of the things that you do have control over and make the smart choices based on the situations that you're in.
Living within city limits isn't always for everyone, especially when working at home has become a lot more commonplace and feasible. By commuting less and using smart transportation choices, it's possible to improve the state of the environment alongside providing us with mental, physical, and financial benefits.
And just think to yourself, by commuting less and from using more smart transportation choices, not only are you benefiting your mental health, but you're also benefiting the natural environment around you. Thank you.